what are you and Penny and Mose gonna be for Halloween? Almost forgot about Mose, but then I remembered.
The real question should be asking you, because I have no idea what we're doing or being, but I bet you and Bear have an outfit.
I don't know. I've always thought of having him be like Batman. But then I don't know who I would be. So
Robin, are you crazy?
I could.
Why wouldn't you?
Oh, maybe I could be Alfred.
Wait. Or, oh my god, even that reversed as Bear as Alfred would be great too.
And I'm Batman.
That would be so good.
There's no way I could get a costume on him.
Just get like a fitted suit shirt and like he'll just follow you around everywhere. That's what he does anyways.
No, I know he does, but I don't think he would let me put a shirt on. I had him wearing a Jets bandana when we were watching the Jets game, and he just kept trying to eat it the whole time. Like, he was like, screw this team! And I was like, I know, same, but like, stop. I paid money for that. So I think that's what he would do to a Halloween costume. I think all three of you guys should be a matching outfit, though.
We always, because of Penny's crop tail, wanted to, and you've seen her run. Yeah. We wanted just, all you have to do is get white spray paint and like spray circles, and she looked like a deer.
Oh,
because she's like a deer.
What would you guys be? Don't say hunters.
I haven't thought that far. Okay.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Sisters. Sisters who've seen it.
Welcome,
listeners.
Whoop whoop. We are here, ready to go. Yep. Okay. Diving in. Here we are.
Best as we can.
Yeah.
It's not our typical night of podcasting, so I wonder if like our energy vibes are going to be different.
Well, now that you said it, there's jinx in the air, so I hate that.
What? That's called anxiety. It doesn't mean it's true.
Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, so we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And daylight come and me want go home. There you go.
Tally me banana, daylight come. I thought you were gonna sing.
I couldn't hear your clapping, so I was just watching you do something with your hands, and then I figured out what was going on. All right, good time.
I'm sorry, but the music. Okay, the music is really fun in this movie, but I don't know if it goes with the movie. If you describe the movie and then you play different soundtrack, no one's gonna pick this soundtrack.
Maybe.
This is like the trivia question of what is Fern Gully's real movie title name.
What's the actual spelling and the words and the punctuation? I don't know. I might argue you on that. But we probably should describe the movie and probably start by introducing the new movie. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you're on a roll.
All right, the movie this week is Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice! Also, this spelled Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Beetlejuice. Yeah. What? Why? What are those about?
Don't know.
I couldn't find anything.
It messed me up in my notes because I thought I was spelling it right, and then they would show it spelled the other way, so I was like, uh-oh, is that the right? And then I would try to do it that way, and then it would go back to the other way, and it's very confusing. So
yeah.
I wonder if there's, and maybe you know this, because you always look up the fun facts, if this was based off of like some source material and maybe that had something to do with it. Like if it was from a book or a comic and maybe they spelled it one way in there, but it was not the traditional, so I don't know.
I don't know either. So there's an astronomy tie to this.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like it's named after stars. Beetlejuice or Beetlejuice is like stars.
That's not a horoscope I recognize. Am I a Beetlejuice?
It's the year of Beetlejuice.
Oh, God.
And Mercury's in retrograde.
Actually, that probably is this year, so great.
It's too real. Wait, I'm looking it up as we're... oh, wow. Betelgeuse is the second biggest star in the constellation Orion.
Okay.
That's it.
I don't think that's where this movie came from, if I was just guessing.
I don't know either. The spelling was annoying, but we should do the synopsis and all those goodies. Yeah, it kind of... 1988. This takes you back. You know, I watched it again and I was like, I didn't remember a lot of this stuff.
I felt like that too, even though I've seen this a lot. It's one of those movies that I don't think I always pay a lot of attention to, but I'll have it on.
Do you think with these like famous movies, everybody's like, oh yeah, I've seen it. And then they're never paying attention as a result?
Maybe, because that's me.
That was my experience with this.
Yeah. I remembered 80%, but then there were parts that I was like, oh, look at that. Or like, oh, that's what you look like when you say that? Or what? You know, just things like that. So, okay, well, I picked it for you. So, do you want to summarize it first?
Sure.
Okay.
I gotta take it all in.
Take it in, yeah. Sorry.
There's a couple, which I don't really care about their character names because
I totally don't know Alec Baldwin's name.
Me either!
I don't know it. I figured out Gina Davis's name towards the end. It's Barbara.
Yep.
But she never says his name. It might be Adam.
Yeah. That sounds right.
That's a shot in the dark.
No, that sounds right.
Okay,
well, Barbara, a.k.a. Gina Davis.
Queen.
Adam, a.k.a. Alec Baldwin. Like, what?
Yeah, he looks so different in this.
Was so salty about his acting performance. If you read things, he's very mad about it all.
Wait, why?
I don't know. He just thought his acting was bad and he hates the movie and he's all salty about it.
That's stupid.
I thought so. He doesn't even look like himself, but
he's fine in this. I don't think he's bad at all. What the heck?
So it's about this couple and they live in this kind of house that, people are interested in to buy and they don't want to sell it, and they're going off on vacation and they drive off a bridge basically and die. They come back to their home not knowing they're dead, and it's all about them coming to terms with death and how to be dead. And they're in this, purgatory. We should talk about that because I don't get that. But
yeah,
as a result, life keeps moving on. And so a new family buys the house and nobody can see them because they're essentially ghosts. And so they're trying to get these people out of the house. So they're trying to scare them. Nobody knows or hears them or anything except for the daughter of this family who, for whatever reason, she can see them, and
it's because she's emo.
Oh my god. She has a lot of good lines, her whole thing of normal people don't pay attention to the strange and unusual, and I am strange and unusual. And you're like, oh, are you 12? I'm confused.
Felt like it was just Tim Burton projecting via Lydia. He's I'm just gonna take my diary entries and make it Lydia's dialogue. Here we go.
Pretty much. And she's like, what is my purpose and motivation for this line? So as they're trying to do this, and Lydia, Winona Ryder, who connects with them,
Queen,
starts to make this connection and say hey, there's ghosts here, I swear I've seen them. And they're like, no. And then all of a sudden spooky things start to happen. But unlike a typical family that would run out with ghosts, this family is this uppity New York family that's how cool, we could market it, make money. And then it becomes the opposite of what this poor couple wants. And so you just kind of watch the back and forth, and it has a nice little happy ending. And I'm forgetting about the biggest character.
I was going to say, wait, movie's this about. Is called Beetlejuice. Did you know that? I don't know.
And that's the plot. Oh, I'm sorry. And then there's this guy, Beetlejuice. So, as part of when they weren't taken seriously as ghosts, there's this guy, Beetlejuice, that you can call if you're dead. and he'll scare the living out of people. And he shows up, and boy, does he scare them. And he also is just kind of like his own deranged, creepy, spooky person that they got to deal with, and it's like a catch-22 working with them.
Yeah.
I think I won the award for worst synopsis ever.
Well, you did get Beetlejuice in there, so that's good. You checked that box.
Oh, I think I need another drink. Did we just start?
That wasn't that bad. I mean,
oh my God.
You left out a very amazing actress.
Catherine O'Hara.
Ugh.
Amazing.
She is like a bebe. But she does not talk like Moira in Beetlejuice. But she's kind of like, I feel like her and Moira would be frenemies, you know? But they did not talk the same.
Yes. So I read that Catherine O'Hara wasn't even interested in this movie. And Tim Burton, like, begged her. To the point that he flew out and, like, met her somewhere and begged her. And she was like, oh, fine. But could you imagine any other person playing that role?
No.
Like, she's perfect for it.
So good.
The whole walking around the house with the designer and being like, taupe. Were you thinking the same thing? It's like, who else could play that? I don't... Yeah, and you do your synopsis. What did I miss? You definitely need to fix what I just butchered.
Well, so in the beginning, Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis, they're not really going on like an away vacation. They are ironically going on a staycation. And it's ironic because then they end up staycationing forever. Because they literally can't leave. Or like go to real people work again, I guess. But you learn about what it's like, I guess, to be a ghost. And there's a lot of rules. And they get a handbook. The handbook for the recently deceased. That is just like appeared in their house.
Kate.
Do you own that book? Because I want to get it.
Kate, you can buy it on Etsy.
Oh, I know. I want to get it. I don't want it to like read. I just want to like say I have it, you know? I mean, maybe I'd read it, but...
I have on my list of things a alien card from Napoleon Dynamite that has your name on it, and now...
An alien abduction card?
A recently deceased, but what was it called? It was like the recently...
It's the handbook for the recently deceased.
I'm going to send you that. You're going to get a whopping Christmas present this year.
Oh my God. So the book, I mean, it's supposed to just kind of teach them what they're supposed to do. They both basically are like, this book sucks. We don't really want to read it. So then they don't, but then they don't really know what to do. And then eventually they finally figure out like, oh, we have to go get help from like someone and we have to go to this place. And so they kind of make a door, a magical door. It was like Harry Potter. And they go and then they're kind of in this like office of dead people. It was so fun. But they find out they have like a caseworker and she, honestly, in my opinion, doesn't really help like at all. And I honestly think the only point of having that whole subplot, those scenes, whatever you want to call them, is so that they could showcase all these creepy people, because I don't think we learned anything. The only thing you kind of learned is she was like, don't use that Beetlejuice guy. He used to be my apprentice. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I was going to say, you learned the whole Beetlejuice backstory.
And she's like, he's crazy. Don't do it. And then they leave, and then they, like, work with him anyway. So, like, good job. We didn't do anything.
Well, they didn't want to, Kate, but no, their hands were tied.
I don't want to hear it. No. So there's that. And yeah, like you said, the family starts to kind of be like, we can exploit this. Like, what a day. And then Lydia, all the meanwhile, she befriends the ghosts. She befriends Alec and Gina because she can see them and she starts talking to them. And then Gina is like, yo, I like her because it's Winona Ryder and she's awesome. And Alex is like, cool. And I feel like they kind of like became her ghost parents. Did you feel that way? Because I felt like they were trying to do that subplot because they were like, ooh, maybe we'll try to have a baby. Like in the beginning when they were still alive. And she was like, maybe. But then they die. And then you can't have babies when you're a ghost.
And the really annoying realtor, Jane,
oh my God,
was like, I'm trying to sell your house to a family. This house should be for a family.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I was like, so rude.
So rude.
You don't know her situation. Rude.
So I feel like Lydia's like their adopted human daughter.
Oh my God, ghost parents? I want ghost parents.
It sounds kind of cool. I wouldn't mind having a ghost looking out for me.
Because they're like nice ghosts.
Yes.
They're like Casper-like.
Ooh, I love Casper. But kind of through that friendship, parent, ghost adoption relationship. Then when Beetlejuice, he kind of tricks Lydia to basically have her call his name. He gets pulled in, and then, you know, there's like, he scares her and he scares the family, and she thinks that they had something to do with it. And she's like, oh my God. Then she becomes super depressed, and she's like, I want to kill myself. Wah! And they're like, oh, no, Winona. Being a ghost sucks. We're ghosts, so we know. And she was like, okay, fine. And you're like, okay, cool one, Tim.
There was a lot of flippant discussions about suicide, and
yeah,
I was like, Katie's gonna have a word about this.
Yeah, like, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
It was stupid. But Beetlejuice is then creeping on Lydia, and so he ends up being summoned again at the end, and he tries to marry Lydia, which is disgusting. But then he gets thwarted.
I forgot about the whole...
You see? This movie, it's like, I don't even know, it's like you forget but you remember, you know?
Wait, okay, so Otho, who was like the interior designer, he wanted to show off for the friends, so he stole the book.
And he does an exorcist.
And then the couple, like, even in Ghost World, they're dying more, which I didn't know that was possible, and that's why Lydia's like, Beetlejuice, just help. I totally forgot about that part. And he was like, marry me. Ugh.
Yep.
And, like, isn't she like a child? Like, so many weird things.
Yeah, like...
80s are dark.
We don't know her age, but she's school age, so it's inappropriate. So there. Because I don't think she's a senior, and even if she was 18, it's still gross, because he's dead, and I hate it.
One thing in the beginning of this film, like before they die, when they're driving, they are in a faded yellow station wagon.
Yeah.
Katie, we had that.
That car? Yellow?
We also had like a wood paneling.
I remember that.
And the seats were so crappy that one of them was ripped and it had wire stuck in it. So when you would go to sit in the car, you would slice your leg.
Wow. And safe.
Honestly, I'm like, that yellow station wagon is so 80s. I can't. It's just taking me back.
How did mom and dad survive that car? Are they
ghost
parents?
They didn't sit in the back. They didn't sit in the back. Oh. We did. We're the ones. Yeah.
Are we ghosts? What's happening?
This makes so much sense. Nobody's listening.
I thought you were going to say, this might have been the Bob scene for me. It was the first shot of the movie was so funny because you're getting, I mean, it's Tim Burton, and we did another movie Tim Burton was Batman.
Yeah.
And we talked about in that how the beginning there's the elongated credits, and the credits are in the beginning, and then you're kind of getting like scene set up and the atmosphere kind of set up, so that happens again, and the camera's just kind of like flying through the town, but then it turns out to be the tiny model town that Alec Baldwin is building, and then there's a tarantula like crawling on a building. So you're like, what the heck? Is that a giant tarantula? Alec Baldwin picks up the tarantula so nonchalantly. So at first you're like, oh, maybe that's like his pet, because he's like building models, so like, I don't know, does he have weird pets? He takes it, walks to the window, so then you're like, okay, I guess it's not his pet, he's just being nice, and he's just putting it outside. He throws it out the window. He literally, like, doesn't let it crawl. He tosses it, and it flies in the air, and it falls out the window, and I don't understand.
PETA needs to be known. Like, PETA, where is PETA? Okay.
I was like, wait, so what am I supposed to learn from that? Is he a murderer? Is he doesn't care about death? I don't know. What
is he foreshadowing, Kate? Like, he's gonna end up like the tarantula?
Maybe. Like, that would be, if we ever got a chance to speak with Tim Burton, that would be my one question. And he would be like, wait, of all the questions? I'm like, yes, Tim, I want to know. What's the beef?
I hope you take, like, literally 20 minutes explaining. You're like, so you go, like, zoom in on the town, but it's the tiny town.
I'll just play the 20 minutes of what I just said.
The one house has red shutters, and then the other house has white shutters. He's like, I hate this girl. I thought you were going to say the Bob moment was when, they're driving on this bridge, and it's one of these covered wooden bridges, and they go, oh, look, a dog. They turn.
Yeah.
First of all, we didn't need, a wooden covering on that bridge. We could have just, had a bridge that they flew off. But, okay, so when we get stuck in the wooden bridge, the car doesn't actually go down.
Yeah.
And it's being held up by the dog on a plank, and then the dog just, jumps off. And then they die. And you're like, what?
Yo, maybe that dog was friends with the tarantula. And it was I know
He's
what you did.
I got you. I got you.
Their car fell maximum 7 feet. I feel
that whole thing could have been
survive. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised there hasn't been a remake of this movie yet.
Wait, yeah.
I don't know. I just feel it's one of those that you could remake and you could kind of update things like that, and there could be all different effects and stuff. Not that I want it remade, because I feel a lot of remakes suck, but it's interesting,
Beetlejuice 2.
No.
I think it's is reportedly happening. 2020!
Is Michael Keaton in it?
I don't know. That's what literally the headline says. Beetlejuice 2 is reportedly happening. Will Michael Keaton return?
Did I write the article?
Is this you? Is this your article?
Maybe.
This is a long article.
All right. Well, there is a Broadway musical of it.
Yeah. Which is so wild, because I don't see this. Yeah. Okay, anywho.
So they're dead.
They're dead. And then the whole, they come back in the house all wet, as if they just walked out of the river to the house. And then her hand, because there's a fireplace going, and then her hand just catches on fire, and she's like, well, that's not normal.
Yeah, she's just oh.
Why aren't you at a hospital? Didn't you just, fucking, fall off a bridge?
No, they didn't know what happened, because they walked in and they were like, wait, how did we get here?
Wait, do you think... The other thing that, really got me was, her house dresses.
She wore the same dress, I think, the whole time.
Oh, really? She never... Yeah. I thought she had, a couple before she died.
I don't think...
They were insane.
No, I think it was literally the same one. Floor-length, weird ruffles.
So I was like, this is the 80s. You had other options.
You did.
So, Gina Davis, what's happening?
But then she died, and I guess you're just stuck in what you're dead in. Oh, that stinks.
Think about... That would be the best, fashion promotion. It's you die in the clothes you wear.
Okay.
And it's Prada.
Oh dear.
Sorry. Sorry, continue.
It's so random, and again, this is why I think there has to be some source material to this story. The sandworm and the whole I'm in a desert because I can't leave my house, even though we didn't die in the house. I died in a river, so how come I'm not haunting the river?
And those graphics.
Yeah. It's so Tim Burton, though.
They need a remake.
Well, yeah, I think the remake would be crazy.
If you tried to show this to a kid and be like, this is a cool movie, check it out, they would, leave at that part. They'd be like, this is so cheesy.
Maybe. I don't know if they would leave. They probably just wouldn't think it was scary. I don't even know if it was supposed to be scary, though. It was a weird tone.
Are you kidding me? Of course it's supposed to be scary. It was trying to eat her.
Yeah, but,
she's already dead. This is the part I don't get.
I know, but I think it could kill you. You would disappear, I guess, if it got you. I think that was the point of it, because they're there so you can't leave your haunting place. I don't know if that's ghost canon. I'm not sure. No.
But it is really weird. Why are they involved? I don't know.
Also, the Dune trailer came out. Did you watch it yet?
What is that?
You don't know Dune?
No. What is it?
This is a remake, but it's coming out this year. And it's a remake of the original movie, which was based off of a book. It's a sci-fi thing, but it's an epic space battle. There's sandworms in it, but they're not these ones. They're different. And you should watch it. It's actually, it looks really cool.
Sci-fi is your world, but I'd watch that.
I just thought of that because I watched Beetlejuice first, and then I watched the trailer, and I was like, now if it were those sandworms, dang, I'm scared. Gotta go.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this movie could be done really well. So the creator of it, I read that it actually was a really dark movie. Like, they wrote it to be really depressing, and Tim Burton and everybody involved was like, we need to lighten this up. And then Michael Keaton's, like, version of Beetlejuice lightened it up too. So
yeah,
they basically tried to, like, Hollywood some of it. But I feel like with some special effects, like, there could be, like, a dark version of Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so cool.
It would be cool if they don't try to cheese it up, because...
like, just double down on, like Joker style, like, super dark.
Yeah. Oh, I would like that.
That would be
like
really
a rated
cool.
R version? Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Timmy Birds, you listening?
Timmy. Little Timmy from Jurassic Park.
What would you do if, like, Tim Burton secretly listens to our podcast?
He's the France listener. He's like, it's me. It's been me all along.
No one knows these women, but I'm stealing movie ideas from them. Yeah.
That would be super cool, but
I did think this whole movie was about opposites, right? It was, or not opposites, it was like extremes. Like, Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin are like, you know, just kind of middle class, not too much fluff, and just nice, homey people. And
suburban.
And then, you know, Catherine O'Hara and Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Jeffrey Jones, ew.
Yes, listen to episode 15 to hear how creepy he is, everyone.
Yeah.
He's a creep.
Wow, look at you with the numbers. But then they come in from New York, and they're so uppity and fashion, and the walls. And actually, it makes you think, when you move into a place and you want to, like, rip down a wall, it's like, oh, it's like someone's wall, and, like, that is kind of sad, you know? This is too real in my world right now.
Are you processing grief as you prepare to move? Because I think something's happening.
Oh, folks, I'm moving, and I'm realizing it's sad because I love my place.
But it's exciting, too.
It's very exciting, but, like, it's so weird seeing other people in your space.
Yeah.
I kind of relate to them.
Are you going to try to pretend hang yourself in a closet to scare them away?
Oh,
that's too much. Don't do it. Oh my
God. So first of all, like, scare tactics. They definitely needed some work with those.
Well, they didn't do a lot of, like, popping out. I felt like they tried to go in slowly, or they would just be, like, waiting. Which I guess could be kind of spooky, but they couldn't see them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if nobody can see you, why are you trying to scare them as you? Why wouldn't you, like, throw a knife at somebody or something?
Right, or, like, make a loud noise. Yeah, poltergeist style, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm processing grief with my movie. But I did love when Catherine O'Hara came in with Otho, her interior designer friend, and they were just so uppity, and her sculptures just make this movie. I mean,
yes.
Oh my God. And when they came to life at the end of the movie and they were moving, I was hysterically laughing.
So funny.
Oh my God. She is so good. She's such a good actress.
At the very beginning, when you see them for the first time, like they're first moving into the house, and there's like the movers and whatever, Catherine O'Hara, she literally says this line. She goes, "This is my art and it's dangerous." And you're like, okay, I guess it really is, homegirl.
What was she doing? She's holding a sculpture when she said that?
It was like the movers were, I don't know what they were doing. They were like not moving it correctly, and then she was freaking out and just all this craziness. It was so funny.
Well, because one of them like went through, it was like hitting the side of the house, right? Like the one sculpture.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about now.
So funny.
Oh my God. Yeah, this movie has a lot of good, detailed scenes that you forget about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just watched this movie and I'm already forgetting. But yeah, I just loved her character, and I loved how they're ignoring the ghosts where, like, Lydia can see them. And so, you know, there's always, like, a have and have-nots in these 80s films. And you always get to see, like, well, Lydia's a have-not because she's, like, weird and emo or whatever. But it's like, well, but she can see ghosts, so maybe you're the have-not. And I loved that back and forth.
Well, it was also, like, don't laugh when I say this, in real life... they say the more energy you give into believing in, say, the paranormal or ghosts, then the more it will manifest itself. And so, technically, you think of Lydia, she's already Soup's emo, and she's probably like sitting there every night being like, ugh, what was me? I wish I could see something spoopy. When will something spoopy happen to me? So, I don't know, maybe she just like, without thinking or knowing, was putting a lot of energy into that, whereas the parents were like, that's not real, we don't believe that. And then when they started to believe it, that's when like they saw more stuff, you know? So, don't know. That probably wasn't purposeful in the plot. It probably was not. But,
wait, so is this like some of your paranormal research?
I love it. I have no paranormal research, but I love all that stuff.
Have you seen a ghost in life?
I haven't seen one, but I did have a very scary experience once. That was, I think,
Are you willing to share for the listeners?
Yes, but I'm not going to use names, but you'll know who I'm talking about. I had a former boyfriend when I was like middle school, high school for a long time. And in one of the houses that he used to live in, they had a basement that the door couldn't click closed. It just didn't have, like, the right handle or whatever. And he had told me every night that door slams open at 10 o'clock. It was, like, some time like that. And because, you know, we were younger, I never stayed over that late. But there was one night where I did, and I was waiting to get picked up. And we were sitting in the living room, which is, like, around the corner. So you couldn't see the basement door. And then at the time that apparently this always happens, you heard, like, boom. And I was like, what is that? And he was like, it's the door. And I was like, no way. He was like, it is. Like, go look. And I literally walked by myself, like he didn't even come. And I looked around the corner and it was open.
And it was Gina Davis, Alex Baldwin waving at you.
And I was like, do you want to be my ghost parents? Because I'm ready.
Ooh, no, that's creepy.
Very spooky. So yeah.
I mean, we did live near a graveyard.
You know what ghost I would love to see? And I wish we had a chance to see this ghost in our house, because this person did pass away in our house. I wish I saw Grandpa Ghost.
Me too.
Oh my god, he'd be the coolest ghost ever.
He would be so cool.
He'd be like, what's up? I can't hear you, but hey. And I'm like, Grandpa, turn your hearing aids on. Even in Ghost World.
He'd just be moving chess pieces, you know? And did you ever notice with him, and I noticed Dad does this sometimes, whenever he would, like, eat snacks, he'd always, like, make little piles.
No.
Do you remember that about him? No. So I imagine him as a ghost, like, making little, like, food piles of, like, pretzels.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah. We had a lot where, because of Mary, we had all these kids' toys, and we were adults, but it was, like, the nuanced version where everything had, like, a musical song to it. Every stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Every plastic toy. It was just so over the top. They would go off a lot.
I hate all of those.
It would go off a lot.
Do you also remember when Mary was, like, maybe a toddler? She used to slam her head into the bed to fall asleep, and like her whole upper body would be going up and then slamming into the bed, and she'd be like, "Ooh, it was like The Exorcist." Maybe she was just like possessed, and we never took it seriously.
That's so our family. Okay, so speaking of Exorcist, what is Beetlejuice? He is a
bio-exorcist, which very creative title.
But like what? Like, where did that come from?
Biological? Like a living thing he can exercise? I don't know.
I guess, but I was like, what? So I honestly, like, couldn't believe how little he was in the film.
Yeah.
It's something like 13 minutes or something. This is like Silence of the Lambs with Hannibal Lecter, like, barely in the film. And when he is, I actually think if there was too much of him in the film, you wouldn't like him. Because he's a lot. His character's like a lot.
Yeah, because there were a lot of times where I was like, oh, I don't like that you're doing that or saying that. But then he'd say something funny.
He kind of aged okay. Like, he made a lot of, like, inappropriate sexual jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, to me, it never got to the point that he was not intending for it. Like,
I agree.
Everything he did, you were like, I don't know. It was interesting.
It was like, it almost felt like a lot of the things he was saying or talking about, you didn't really think he was going to do. It was like an all talk, no action kind of situation. Yeah. So he didn't, like, he was creepy, but I wasn't fearful for characters' like lives. Even Lydia, I was kind of like, you're going to be all right. Even if you marry him, oh, whatever. He's probably just going to like go cheat on you and then you're happy. So what?
It was kind of hard for me to believe Lydia had those parents because...
Well, Catherine was her stepmother.
Okay, her stepmother. Okay, that's right, her stepmother. Which, why do all the moms have to die?
I don't know.
Where do the regular moms... We don't know anything about it. This is like 10 things I hate about you. We don't know anything about the mom.
We just don't talk about it.
Okay.
It's like a Disney mom.
I just feel like nobody was like, oh, Lydia, you're the worst. Or, like, they didn't have any relationship. They didn't blatantly ignore her. It was such a weird dynamic. I kind of think if they redid the movie, like, that could be better.
Yeah.
Because that was weird.
You're right. Because, like, the dad, I don't know. It's not that he ignored her. There was actually a part where he was like, Lydia, we're going to make you a dark room for your photography, which you're like, oh, that's pretty nice. Like, she didn't even ask you for that, and you're already thinking of her. And then there was a part towards the end where he said something about Lydia, and he was like, oh, we should do this for Lydia, and that'll, whatever, make her happy. But the stepmom, I don't think, ever really thought of her like that. But then you're right. The dad wouldn't really, like, listen to her when she was talking about the ghosts.
Yeah, she's like, hello, there's ghosts. And I'm like, nobody seems to care what you have to say.
Dad's like, I'm busy making a weird business deal in the middle of the night to some guy. And then I'm going to invite him to ghost dinner. And you're like, wait. What is your job?
Okay, I just realized that everything sounds cooler when you put the word ghost in front of it. Like, the word parents, you're like, whatever. But ghost parents?
They're cool. The ghost parents.
The word dinner? Ghost dinner? Cool.
It's ghost dinner. Yeah.
I feel like a good coffee shop would be like Ghost Coffee because everything... Ooh. Like, I'm just gonna trademark it right now because everything you keep saying with the word ghost sounds better.
Yes.
Oh.
Ghostist-with-the-mostist. Isn't that what he says?
The puns would be out of control.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, who says that?
Is that what Beetlejuice says, or is that a different movie?
Probably.
All together.
I don't know.
Ghostist-with-the-mostist, yeah.
And then nobody describes the 3 names thing. Like, it's just a curse he has. We need 3 for what?
No, I don't know why.
Why 3?
I don't know why 3.
Okay.
But he says to Lydia that he can't tell people his name, even though, like, he told the couple his name.
Exactly. I want the smart listeners that could explain to us about the different spelling and why you have to say his name 3 times to let us know. Twitter and Instagram.
I mean, there's a lot of, like, urban legends like that, though, where it's like, oh, Bloody Mary's their name, like, this many times.
Or, like, Candyman, right?
Candyman. Oh, I love Candyman. It's getting remade. Yeah. I don't know. It was a weird thing. And it seemed like it was only him in this ghost world that had that, because when they went to the spooky office place, I don't know, that didn't seem to be a problem with anybody else. So.
Okay, now I'm thinking, so in the spooky office place...
Ghost office.
Oh my god, ghost office.
Ghost office.
So much cooler. What if, like, your whole advertising company was just called Ghost and you just walked in, this is a Portlandia skit, you, like, walked into every business meeting and you're like... You're just like, Ghost.
I'm just thinking of the Pickle That commercial.
Oh my god.
Where they're like, we can pickle that. They'll be like, we can put a ghost on it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay, sorry. I need to focus.
Ghost office. We're in the ghost office.
So the whole, if you commit suicide, you become a ghost slave forever?
You become a ghost. What did he say? It was like public...
The public servant?
Yes. Yes, that was it.
So I was like, what are all your thoughts on all that? Because I was like, I need a psychologist's view on, like, what? So we're shaming? But, like, what? I don't know.
I don't think that's like, well, nobody really, I guess, factually knows what happens when we die, but like, I guess the thought behind it is you selfishly took your own life, because a lot of times people view suicide as a very selfish act. So it would be that, okay, now in the afterlife, you're not allowed to do whatever you want. You lost that privilege because you willingly took your life. Therefore, now you have to commit to whatever we tell you to do or whatever. So maybe that is.
But like, I don't feel like that would be in the remake, because it feels like,
I think it was just like a throwaway joke. Do you know what I mean? Because Otho says that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Know.
weird.
I also was like, and then Lydia's just giving up on life, that she's nothing left to live. I'm like, why? What?
She's emo. She just needs like a therapist and she'll be alright.
Ay.
I don't know. But not all the public servants had committed suicide. There was a guy that got like run over.
Oh my god.
He ran himself over? What was that?
Oh my god, he was really squished.
I love how he says the weird joke where he's like, how do I look? Like, great. He goes, oh, there's no mirrors on this side. And then he just whoop, and like goes through a slot in the wall. Like somebody made that slot in the wall for him.
So cool.
Like that's his slot. So
I love that.
So funny. But when they're in the ghost office, they're in a ghost hallway, and they find a ghost door, which leads to scary ghosts that are like more dead. And then some weird janitor guy's like, that's the lost souls room. That's where the ghosts go when they're dead. And they're like, but they're already dead. And he's like, no, like when they're really dead, you know? Or like when they're exorcised. And you're like, okay, who... Get out of here.
I kind of had like a lot of trouble not being literal, like the same thing. I'm like, but they're dead. It's like, but they're more dead. I'm like, but they're dead. What?
It's a big difference between being dead and a little... that's not the quote. Shoot. Darn, I thought I had it. I was trying to quote Princess Bride.
Oh, man. Okay, well, keep working on it. So...
But then they meet Juno.
Who's the caseworker?
The caseworker.
I was like, who's Juno?
They meet, what's her, Ellen Page. Did you realize how Juno died? Because this was the first time I realized it.
Oh, her lungs. She was like breathing, like smoke kept coming out of her lungs.
It came out of her neck.
Her neck, sorry.
No idea. I never knew that before.
Like she died of like lung cancer? Or do we think like someone sliced her neck?
I don't know. She had a hole in her neck and like smoke was coming out. It was really gross.
She seemed very angry.
Yeah.
Wait, did she commit suicide?
I don't know.
Oh, good lord.
We don't know. We don't know the rules.
I feel like you need to get this book and educate us on what's happening.
I don't know if the book is going to have the actual answer
okay,
to a fictional movie.
When I was reading all about how Alec Baldwin was like, I don't think that was the greatest performance of blah, blah, blah.
I'm very surprised by that.
But I was like, I feel like he was a little jealous because like Michael Keaton rolls up, is like the star of the movie for 13 minutes of the film, and all Alec Baldwin's character does is say he doesn't know how to read a book.
Yeah, and he wasn't, like, funny, either.
He wasn't funny.
He didn't have any funny lines, for the most part. I couldn't tell you one. And there probably were maybe one or two, but I don't know.
I don't understand the point of his character. Like, Gina Davis kind of, like, carried it.
Yeah.
And I like Alec Baldwin.
I know, I like him, too.
I mean, 30 Rock, stop.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, it's, like, unrecognizable when you see him in this film. You're like, what?
I think they needed two people, though, to be the ghosts, because I don't think it would have worked if you only had one person trying to understand that they were...
talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, like, they would have to monologue, like, the whole time out loud, and that would be weird, so that's probably why. But, no, you're so right, though. Michael Keaton was amazing.
Oh, my God. And I don't know why I feel that way. I wrote so many notes of, like, he's amazing, he's incredible, and it was, like, his energy with his wackiness, but I can't put my finger on what it is.
Well, and I think it's I mean, we've talked about this before where I know for me personally, I really appreciate and I'm always impressed by people who can kind of play these weird roles that are very unpredictable and entertaining. And I feel like that's what it was. Because he didn't always say everything in the same way. It's not like you could predict how he was going to say a certain line or even maybe predict exactly what he was going to say. I felt like every delivery was a little different, and that's cool. It was like Jack Nicholson when he was the Joker, you know?
It was Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What if you got... Okay, that's the movie. It's like Jack Nicholson as Joker, Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, and they're all dead.
Just those two?
And they just become a ragtag team, just taking over the underworld. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. I'd watch that. That could be an HBO series, and I'd watch it.
I don't know why. I'm all not focused today, but keep going.
My favorite line of Beetlejuice is they meet him when they finally meet him, and they're like, they dug him up from the fake tiny ghost grave, if you will. I know, it's better. Cool. I know, it's cooler. And with tiny ghost shovels. And he's like crazy and whatever going on, like, wow, you picked me, blah, blah, blah. And then they kind of like interrupt him and they're like, we need a private moment, whatever. He's like, oh, sure. And they start talking to each other. And then he like interrupts them again. And Alec Baldwin is like, well, what are your credentials? Which like, what the flip is that question? You're asking a dead guy for his resume. Oh my god. And then Michael Keaton gets very serious and he's like, oh, well, I graduated from Harvard. And he like changes his voice and gives all these weird answers, but he's going on and on this monologue. And then he gets to a point where he goes, it was like one breath too. Like he didn't even take a breath when he was saying all this. And he gets to a point where he goes, and I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times and it keeps getting funnier every single time I see it. And I thought of you.
He does that part.
Oh my
wow.
God. So good.
Definitely was like, I respectfully disagree with you, Beetlejuice. The Exorcist is not funny.
Well, at least you haven't seen it 167 times. Jeez.
Oh my god.
It was so great. Yeah, but he was just good. And I mean, and the part where he gets summoned and is scary, like he's the snake thing, like that was spooky.
It was spooky.
That was like a little scary. The children would not like that.
No, which is why I think it could be like really good dark.
But that's the thing. Like you said how this was darker and they kind of went light. I feel like they went light because they probably were like, we need to appeal to all ages.
Yeah.
Because that makes more money.
Yeah. Thinking like the dad. Okay, so what... off topic, but why did the dad just want peace and quiet, but then always looking for like a hustle deal? I'm like, wait, pick a lane, buddy. He was weird.
He watched birds. It was weird.
So weird.
Did you see at the end of the movie when, you know, whatever, everyone's like happy and then they're all coexisting and the dad is sitting in his like office and he's reading a magazine that says coexisting with the recently deceased handbook. That's what he was reading.
And you're like, what?
And he was like, this reads like a manual. So boring. Or like a phone book. I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. I don't know, though. It was very strange because I didn't get the vibe that he was going to be kind of trying to be a sleazy businessman when he came. Like, it just seemed like he just wanted to chill, and then he totally didn't want to chill at all.
Ugh. And, okay, I think as a kid, though, I didn't get the fact that they thought the ghost was cool. Mm-hmm. Like, I think as a kid, when I saw that, when Beetlejuice, like, got crazy, like, the snake part, I was like, this is terrifying, and, like, they're being scared, and they should run away, and they're all scared because you saw their faces, but they also, like, never left the house, never ran out, never cared, and they were just like, let's make a museum out of it, and you're like... Definitely. Whoever wrote that part, that's the best part, because that actually stood the test of time. I'm like, oh, there are definitely people like that. Absolutely. That would be like, oh, ghosts trying to, like, scare and kill us, but we could make money.
The one lady... Like, well, this was actually after the daylight come, we want to go home scene, but the one lady was like, the Inquirer is offering $50,000 for proof of life after death. how do we prove that? What do you mean? Like,
oh my God.
And they were like, wow, $50,000. Let's do it. I'm like, you guys are so annoying. Actually, now that I'm reading through my notes, the snake scene comes after the dinner scene.
Oh, the dinner scene when she's singing. I forgot about
because
that.
Because they do the dinner scene, and that's just the couple. That's just Gina and Alec. And then they're like, we can do this on our own. We don't need him. But then they see, like, how they weren't afraid afterwards, and they're like, oh, that was so cool. Then they get Beetlejuice to scare them.
Yep.
Wait.
Because Catherine O'Hara just starts singing.
That scene.
She's like, Dale!
So amazing.
And then they're like, oh, Catherine, take it easy. Or what's her name? I forget her name in the movie.
I don't know.
Delia?
Oh, that sounds like something.
And they're like, oh, come on, stop it. Stop playing around. And she's just like, and then I told her
Oh my God. I love the napkins where they're just like, it's just like hitting them in the face. And they're like, why is this happening? Amazing.
What if you came in and you were like the dance coordinator for that? And you're like, all right, hear me out. You're going to take the napkin and flick it in your face.
And then you're like, and we're all going to spin around and you're going to toot your bums in the air. Because the ghosts are making you do it. It's a ghost dance, if you will. So, enjoy. I loved it. That scene would be the only reason I would want to go see the Beetlejuice musical, is just to relive that and see if it's longer or what's happening.
But that's what I'm saying.
I love it.
It doesn't align with the movie at all. It's funny, and it's lighthearted, and it's definitely what everybody remembers from it, but...
The shrimp part was a little spoopy.
Oh, like how the shrimp hand comes out?
It, grabbed them.
Yeah. But then they were, laughing, and they're like, this is cool. I'm like, my pants would be peed. I would run out the door. I'd never look back.
I feel like this was like a add-in scene when they were like, we gotta make it lighthearted. So they're like, let's just make them sing a song and do a stupid dance for 5 minutes. That'll be good. And it was good.
It was, whoever they hired killed it. Just gonna say that.
So great, and these people are so stupid, and I don't get it. I don't understand.
So, in real life, Otho, who is played by a man named Glenn Shattuck.
Okay.
Shaddix.
Uh-huh.
He passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, oh my God, this is sad. He, fell in his kitchen and just hit his head and passed away. But at his funeral, he asked to play that song.
Oh my God.
Deo.
Oh.
It's called Deo, the Banana Boat song. But, yeah. Wow.
That's cool. It's probably of all his movies, I feel like I only know him from this one, you know?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Wow.
But, so would you recommend this movie to people?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not kids, though, because I feel like...
I think this is an adult movie.
Even though we totally saw it as kids, because it was a generational thing, and it's this is probably rated G, for all I know. I hope it's PG at least, but, back then it was nobody cared. But I think it is kind of spooky, and there's they curse, and it's kind of... There's sexual stuff. You don't see stuff, but they talk about it. So I'd say teenager and up.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's fun. And honestly, they play this movie, I'm pretty sure, on Freeform, which is the channel that always does the 31 Nights of Halloween in October. So it's played on there all the time. And that kids watch that. So kids have probably seen this. I don't know if they totally pick up on all the things, and I'm sure parts are bleeped out, but yeah, it's being played.
But just the cinematography and set design, I feel like Tim Burton has a way of entertaining kids that way. He's got this dark, whimsical, because even that house design, I'm like,
yep,
that is the coolest looking house, and I did not appreciate that as a kid.
Yeah. No, you're so right, though. Just the makeup and, like you said, kind of the atmosphere. And it's spooky, but it's not, I'm going to have nightmares. Although, again, the snake scene was scary.
That, ironically, wasn't bad.
I don't know. When he is, kind of close up on his face and he's, snarling. Ugh.
Ugh.
I don't like that. Also, after that scene, because I just found in my notes, the dad and Catherine O'Hara are talking. It's just them. And the dad's like, I don't know if this is a great place for Lydia, to live. There's snakes. There's ghosts. And Catherine O'Hara goes, there's shrimp.
so much money to sit and have dinner with her. Like,
so funny. Oh my god.
She is
queen.
She must be the funniest person in the world to hang out with.
Well, she is, because she was on Schitt's Creek, so absolutely.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love her. I love her. I love her. Oh, he does say ghost with the most. I'm the ghost with the most, baby. He says it to Lydia.
I love it.
Because she's like, who are you? And he can't, I guess, say his name. So he says that instead.
Again, a lot of rules in Beetlejuice. Lots of rules.
There's a lot of ghost rules, if you will.
Ghost rules. Wait, I'm dying. Did you get Dad to do a quote, or has he just given up on us?
I did.
Yes!
But I just want to say that I would love to have ghost parents because I would want them to be able to lift me in the air so I can sing a fun song after I had a good day. Because that was fun.
Another reason why ghost parents rule.
Yes. Wait, I feel like we should also talk about how Beetlejuice dies, because we didn't talk about that.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
How are they going to have a Beetlejuice 2 if he dies?
He's already dead. This is what I don't understand.
Ghost dead.
But that doesn't mean... We don't know what that means.
I don't either, but a janitor in the ghost office told us about it, so it's real. Okay?
If you go to the ghost office, wait in the ghost line, the ghost person will tell you about the ghost rules.
It's a thing, according to the ghost janitor. So
oh my god.
He doesn't get paid money, so I guess it's real.
Today's drinking game is drink every time you hear the word ghost.
And you're dead, like a ghost.
Well, first of all, I don't know what happens to him. I'm with you.
You forgot?
Yes, he's dead?
Wait, do you...
No, I know... No, I'm saying, like, yes, the sandworm eats him, which is super cool.
Yes.
It's a little Jurassic Park coming out last minute, kind of, like, scary. I thought that was
Gina
cool.
Davis is, like, riding the sandworm.
Oh
She's
my god,
it.
I forgot. Why do I keep forgetting about everything? That was the most ridiculous part ever.
You know what I think it was? Because I looked at the running time of this movie. It was only an hour and a half. So I feel like everything was very...
fast.
Sped up.
Wait, so Gina Davis, like, tamed a sandworm?
Because Beetlejuice took her and, like, time warped her into the sandworm place when she was trying to say his name to stop him from marrying Lydia. So she was in the sandworm place, and then I guess she
like,
tamed a sandworm. I don't know. Wait, I would like to see that in the next movie. I would like to see the wrangling of the worm part.
So she's a ghost sandworm ranger.
Yep.
That she tamed and then trained to follow her orders.
Absolutely.
To bust through a house in a different dimension.
Yeah.
To kill a dead dude.
Yes.
That
is a ghost.
We need this handbook. I don't understand how any of this works.
I didn't remember that.
Yikes.
I don't know. If it was remade, I think it would be more of a surprise. And I can't explain why I feel that way, but that's just how I feel. So, it's my ghost feeling.
Well, I think your ghost parents would support you.
Thanks. Me too.
In that feeling.
So, I don't know. I like this movie. But like I said, I feel like when I watch it, I'm not 100% attentive.
No.
And maybe now I'll attend a little bit more to certain parts, but... You know.
I don't think you have to.
Yeah.
It's light, it's silly. Yeah. But if you pay attention, you're going to find some nuggets. You didn't know. You're going to find a ghost nug. You didn't know about. Sorry. I've really killed that.
All right.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you for calling out Gina Davis riding a sandworm to kill Beetlejuice.
Yep.
So absurd. That's so absurd. Can you find a meme of that?
Definitely.
And post that? Okay, cool.
I'll try. I'll do my best.
There definitely has to be one out there. By the way, if anyone was going to do that, it'd be Napoleon Dynamite.
Wait. Because in the end credits scene of Napoleon, he's late to the wedding and he's riding a horse. So in this, he's late to the wedding and he's riding a sandworm. And he goes, sorry I'm late, I was taming this wild sandworm for you.
And he wouldn't be normal Napoleon, he'd be ghost Napoleon.
Okay, if Tim Burton was listening to us right now and he heard that, now he's not listening.
Oh.
Wait, but I'm sorry. in all honesty, if we lived in a world where people could literally do cool things like that and not worry about money or ratings or anything, and they were like, we're gonna make a crossover with Napoleon Dynamite and Beetlejuice, that would be amazing. And I'll fund your project with $5 only, because that's all I have. But I'm ready.
I would totally give money to that. But like an animation film, I could even watch at that. Like a cartoon would be cool.
Definitely.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore, so you have to focus me. I'm so tired.
All right, I'm sending you Dad's quote, because we do have a quote.
Yes. Ooh, and plan.
All right. The movie this week is Beetlejuice.
Well, can I ask you, if I pass my math test, can we play that game again? 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot, go.
Do you like it? You wanna go home? I love it.
Oh, are you in the front porch?
Yes.
As you're asking this?
5,000 crickets.
Oh, my dream is just you two just dancing to that daylight. Go,
we did.
Man, we won't go. He's back in the spirits. I love it. I love it.
Oh, see? That's the scene everybody remembers.
Amazing.
Yep.
That's it.
We need our next movie.
Oh, I'm like, you're staring at me. Well, Kate. I'm sorry. Well, Kate, it's still, as you call it, spoopy season. So I'm going to continue the theme. And I know that you're going to have no idea what this is.
Is it Ghost? A ghost movie?
No.
Okay.
So we've already had a movie with one of these characters.
Okay.
I need to look up the year.
Okay.
1993.
The best year for movies.
The best year for movies, as per
me.
As per you. And actually, this could be a Broadway film. I'm curious about this. If this is a Broadway film.
Okay. It is, or it could be?
I think it's a Broadway film. Okay, I'm doing a terrible build-up. So, the movie is Hocus Pocus.
Yes! That's the best Halloween pick ever.
Sisters?
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. Uh-oh, we're just gonna keep saying that.
Sisters?
I'm
okay,
so
done.
ready. Oh my god. I watched this movie freshman year. I mean, I watched it so many times, but I feel like it got revived in my movie playlist when I was a freshman in college, and I watched it with two of my best friends. And then ever since, we would like call each other by saying that and be like, sister! It's like down the dorm hallway to like get each other's attention. Oh my god! Bette Midler.
I'm excited to have new quotes because I don't remember as many, and I think when I watched this was a movie we rewatched and rewatched and rewatched to the point that like I don't understand like how we didn't get sick of it.
Because it's so fun.
It's an all-age film. It's fun.
It's all
silly.
age, but it's just the epitome of Halloween because the whole movie takes place on Halloween and everyone's wearing costumes and there's candy and spoopy stuff. So it's so fun. Oh my god. Yeah.
Whee!
Good pick.
Well, I think you were the ghostess with the mostest.
Oh, thanks.
But the pod hostess with the mostest. Oh! The pod ghostess with the mostest?
You were the pod ghostess with the mostest, too.
Ooh!
And if I had a sandworm, I would train it to let you ride it. What? I don't think I said that right, but you know.
Oh, I'd be honored to ride your sandworm.
Love it.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, I love you.
I love you. It's amazing.
All right. Well, next week's gonna be good. It's our last episode in October.
Oh, man.
I know. It'll be spoopy. There'll be ghost stuff. Actually, probably not.
You were pretty nice to me about all the scary movies. I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Because we had a whole month of this, and it wasn't too bad.
No.
No.
They don't all need to be scary.
Okay. Okay, I love you.
Love you.
Have a good night. Have a great week.
Listeners, we'll see you next week. Get ready for Hocus Pocus.
Poof.
Ha!
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, among other podcasting websites. Or listen on our website at sisterswhoseenit.buzzsprout.com. Also, follow us on Twitter at sisterswhoseen and on Instagram at sisterswhoseenit, all spaced with underscores. See you next week.